This is TWiT.
Might be a point of frustration for many of you out there. You hop online, ready to buy the latest console or the latest pair of shoes or the latest Xbox or the latest anything that is kind of released on a given day. And for some dadgum reason, the moment they're all supposed to be available, you can't get one. Why is the world like this? Well, I'm excited to say that we're joined by Janhoi McGregor, who's written over at Forbes an article talking specifically about PlayStation 5 scalpers, but I think that it gives a broader look at kind of the scalper market and also the way that they themselves would like to be seen. Welcome to the show, Janhoi.
Hi, how are you?
I am very well and so happy to have you here. Now, I see you've got some shoes there behind you. Did a bot get those for you?
No, these are legitimately bought. I did have to battle some bots to get them. But yeah, this is why I'm interested in the topic. I've been a victim of bots, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Excellent. So yeah, let's kick things off. The PlayStation 5, obviously big console, lots of people wanting it. And you decided to look at the scalpers who are out there kind of claiming the PlayStation 5s. And one of the most interesting things about this piece, and I think part of why it made it into the headline, was the way that scalpers kind of see themselves versus the way that other people see scalpers. So why don't we start there? Kind of what do scalpers feel is unfair about the way that we all see them?
Yeah, so it's an interesting one. The scalpers I spoke to, I didn't expect them to take that sort of line, that position, but essentially they're not happy with the public image, their public image. They think it's unjustified that they get such negative press from scooping up all of these PlayStations or any sort of in-demand products. The guys I spoke to basically said that they're helping people in that they're showing them how to scalp themselves and they can make money from doing that. And people might have lost jobs during the pandemic and now making money because of their scalping activities. And they basically said it's no different to a supermarket reselling milk that was bought from a farmer. They think they're just sort of another step in that process. So they think that this is no different to just regular business, and they're not too happy about how people perceive them.
Interesting. That milk comparison. You buy the milk from the farmer and you resell it at a little bit more money so that you can make a profit off of it. And that is the argument that's being made here with much more expensive jugs of milk for sure. But what's interesting, I think, about your piece is that it, on the surface of it is about a scalper doing this thing, but you really get into the technical details of kind of the way that these folks do this process, and you kind of looked into different systems that are doing different that are using different bots. So I think it might be good to define some terms here, starting with, and I'm trying to think, is it cook groups?
Cook groups.
Yeah. What is a cook group? And then can you explain in this particular case what a bot is and what it does?
Sure. So a cook group is a group of people. They mostly operate in Discord, but it's basically a group of people that pay to be part of this group and are given special access to updates on when stock is, restocks they call them. And just it's a small group of people that get information on how to bot properly. That's how it works. In terms of what a bot is or how a bot works, what happens is these bots automatically go through a number of websites selling these products and they buy them automatically. That's it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It makes it a much easier process to buy multiple products at once using this bot, and people then go and resell them based on doing this practice.
And one of the things that one of the folks that you talked to was explaining is the difference between different types of bots, because one person had completely written a bot for themselves that kind of went to the website and worked through the website to complete the process of buying, while others have figured out a process to kind of skirt the website and go direct to the servers. And it reminded me a little bit of in the United States, the way that the stock market has changed over time, where it used to involve more people, actual human beings, writing things down and getting things. And over time, it's become computers just talking back and forth to computers, and how that has sped up the process. So, scalping, I can pretty much say has been around for a long time, because we've been used to it in the ticket market, where lots of people will buy up tickets before a concert and then try to sell them the night of. But what kind of, in looking into this, is the process of going direct to the server as much as possible, is that new? And if it's not new, kind of what are folks learning about it to kind of to mitigate that, to stop folks from being able to go direct to the server as opposed to going to the website as a human being? Are there things in place that keep these bots from working?
It's not. I don't know if it's new. I suspect it's not new, because clearly there are a lot of bots out there that do this and work very effectively. In terms of what's being done to stop it, in the article I talk about something called 3D Secure, and that's a layer of sort of security that is supposed to check whether or not the person buying the product is actually that person. This is something that's mandatory in the UK and in the EU, and somehow these bots are bypassing that layer of security. The person I spoke to in the story, the expert, said that they're probably using prepaid cards or bank accounts outside of the EU to do that. So it would be very simple for, I think, I'm no expert, but it would be simple for websites simply to just not let anybody buy a product if they haven't got a 3D secure enabled bank or card. So that's how you could potentially stop it. I don't know why they're not doing that. Maybe they are, but it's not working. From what I can see, there was a big PlayStation 5 drop today in the UK. From what I can see, the bots are still operating despite all of the checks and balances that are in place to stop this from happening. So clearly they're not doing enough. I spoke to one of the major retailers in the UK, and they said that they've got some protections in place. They didn't explain what exactly, but they said that you have protections in place. But this is also the retailer that one of the scalpers told me they managed to buy 25 or 20 PlayStations from in January. So there isn't enough. I don't know what you can do to stop it. I actually think it's probably going to get a lot worse in the future, with not just with PlayStations, but with other products as well. So this seems to be the new normal.
Yeah, absolutely. And it gets kind of concerning when you think of the other fields that these bots could potentially be used for, like vaccine appointments or things like that. So it is a little bit concerning, and I hope that we will see some improved technology there. But in the meantime, I guess the folks just have to hope that they can get in with the bots at the time, because one of the things you noted was that it doesn't. I think it was a quote that it doesn't seem like these companies that are selling these products care all that much about the process, because they will release the product at odd times, and the schedules don't quite make sense. So from what you have seen, outside of these protections that they're not talking about, are companies not doing a whole lot from their end to protect against these bots?
Yeah, the thing is, companies, they don't want to talk about this too much because it looks bad if your stock is just going to scalpers. So I'm not getting mass amounts of information from companies on this. They just say that they're doing the best they can. I couldn't possibly comment on whether or not they're doing enough. That's for a pundit to talk about, I guess. But clearly, I think I read a stat, maybe 12% of PlayStations have been bought by scalpers. That's a lot. I think Sony have shipped millions, so that's a lot. Are they doing enough? I I really don't know. It shouldn't happen at all. But it seems to me, like you mentioned, the technology is getting better and it seems very difficult to stop. I would feel bad for any developers who are working for these retailers trying to figure out how to stop it, because they'll just find another way. These guys operate as a business. They have people working for them. They monitor these websites. They find a way around. So, yeah, I imagine that they'll find new ways to do this, because clearly it's a very profitable and lucrative industry. But you hope at some point there's some legislation, or perhaps in the UK there's some legislation, or perhaps there's some new way to stop it from happening. But it just seems to me right now that, companies are struggling.